my presentation, my topics today will be Entrepreneurial Orientation, Mediates, Enterprise Risk Management, Financial Literacy, Human Capital, and Malaysian SME Performance. Evidence from Malaysia on how enterprise risk management, financial literacy, and human capital drive SME performance through entrepreneurial orientations. My name is Puay Hian. I'm the author for these topics and also the presenter. Abstract. This study explores the direct and indirect relationship between enterprise risk management, financial literacy, human capital, entrepreneurial orientation, and SME performance in Malaysia using PLS, SEM, partial least square structural equation modeling mechanism grounded in resource-based view and human capital theory. The key findings: entrepreneurial orientation explains 68.8% of variance in SME performance with the beta equal to 0.83 and p-value of less than 0.01. Financial literacy effect. Financial literacy significantly predict the EO with the beta of 0.261 and p-value of 0.07. Human capital effect. Human capital is the strongest EO predictor with a beta of 0.557 and p-value of less than 0.001. ERM effect. ERM does not significantly predict EO with the beta of 0.11 and also p-value of 0.111. Introduction. SME as Malaysian economic engine. MSME account for approximately 97% of business establishment in Malaysia, generating RM 652.4 billion in value added in 2024, representing 39.5% of the GDP and also 48.7% of total employment. Under the 12 and 13 Malaysia Plan, NEP 2030 and NIMP 2030, SME are expected to expand GDP contribution, double export share, and also transition into higher value, innovation-driven enterprises. Persistent challenges facing Malaysian SME. Survival rate. Most new SME do not survive beyond 5 years. Only 4 in 10 achieve sustainable growth. Post-COVID pressure, supply chain disruption, SST expansion, and global trade tariff uncertainty have tested SME resilience. Resource gap. Persistent challenges include limited access to finance, talent shortages, and weak risk management practices. The three key internal drivers of SME performance. Scholars have increasingly highlighted internal organizational resources that account for performance differential across SME. Three drivers have surfaced prominently: enterprise risk management, a systematic structure for identifying, evaluating, and acting on risk, influencing strategic and operational outcome. Financial literacy. Knowledge and skill enable owner-manager to make informed and financial decisions, manage working capital, and also leverage external funding. Human capital. The stock of knowledge, skill, experience, and competence embedded in the firm workforce, enabling experiential learning and value creation. Research objective. While ERM, FL, and human capital are each positively associated with SME performance, the literature suggests these drivers work indirectly through intermediate strategic posture, particularly entrepreneurial orientation. And this study pursued three aims. Direct effect on EO, investigates the direct implication of ERM, financial literacy, and human capital on entrepreneurial orientation among Malaysian SME. EO, performance. Empirically examine the direct influence of entrepreneurial orientation on SME performance. And the third one will be the mediation analysis, examine whether EO serve as an intermediary mechanism between ERM, FL, HC, and SME performance. The theoretical foundation, human capital theory, and also resource-based view. SME performance, a multi-dimensional construct by measuring using financial as well as non-financial measure. For financial measure, I look at profitability, sales growth, and ROI. For non-financial measure, customer satisfaction, market share, and also sustainability. Hypothesis, ERM, FL, HC, and also entrepreneurial orientation. Hypothesis 1, ERM to EO. ERM may create confidence and strategic clarity to engage in entrepreneurial behavior such as innovation. However, empirical results are mixed. Effects are weaker when ERM is implemented symbolically rather than substantively. Number 2, H2, financial literacy to entrepreneurial orientation. Financial literacy, entrepreneur can access risk-return trade-off, leading to more innovative, preemptive, and also calculated risk-taking behavior. HC to EO, human capital, educational training experience is a key antecedent of entrepreneurial decision, opportunity identification, and also strategic innovation. H4 and mediation hypothesis, H4 EO to SME performance, and H5 EO mediates ERM to SME performance, H6 EO mediates FL to SME performance, H7 EO mediates HC to SME performance. EO is theorized as strategic channel converting internal resource into performance outcome, particularly salient for SME where performance uplift results from purposeful entrepreneurial action. Research design and sample. A quantitative cross-sectional research design was used to analyze, hypothesize the relationship. The target group consists of SME owner-manager from manufacturing services, construction, and agriculture sector in Malaysia, classified as per SME Corporation Malaysia. Purposive sampling ensure respondent had at least 3 years of operational experience. Data were collected via structural questionnaire through online and in-person access, then analyzed using PLS SEM in Smart PLS. Measurement instrument. All constructs were assessed on multi-item reflective scale using 7-point Likert scale, 1 strongly disagree and 7 strongly agree, adapted from validated prior research. ERM cover risk identification, assessment, response, and monitoring, financial literacy, financial planning, budgeting, and also investment concept, human capital, education, experience, training, and organizational skills. EO and performance, innovative, proactive, risk-taking, profitability, sales growth, and customer satisfaction. The conceptual model, as per the figure number 1, measurement model showing 5 latent constructs ERM, FL, SC, EO performance with path coefficients ERM to EO 0.111, FL to EO 0.261, HC to EO 0.557, and EO to performance 0.83. R square value EO 0.76796 and performance as 0.688. So the measurement model, reliability and the validity, item EO1, EO5, performance 4 and performance 5 were eliminated to satisfy internal consistency and convergent validity criteria, and all retained items exceed the 0.8 outer loading threshold, and all the callback alpha and CR value exceed 0.9, and all AVE, average variant extracted measure, exceed 0.78, strong evidence of reliability and convergent validity. Direct hypothesis testing results. 3 of 4 direct hypotheses are supported. Human capital is the strongest antecedent of EO, and EO is direct and compelling predictor of SME performance. ERM did not significantly impact entrepreneurial orientation in this sample. Mediation analysis, EO as intermediary. So EO fully mediates financial literacy performance with VAF, which is variance accounted for 100% approximately, and human capital to performance variance accounted for more than 80%, with no mediation was found for ERM to performance pathway. Mediation summary at a glance. So this mediation analysis review a clear pattern. EO served as a powerful full mediator for both financial literacy and human capital pathway to SME performance, while ERM pathway lacked statistical significance in this Malaysian SME sample. Theoretical implication. Integrated framework. First study to include ERM, financial literacy, and human capital in a single model, demonstrating they are not equally strong determinants of entrepreneurial posture. EO as a key mediator and empirically supports EO mediating role, consistent with dynamic capability and also resource-based view framework. ERM boundary condition. Refine understanding of when ERM deliver performance improvement. Effects are moderated by complementary mechanism, not direct. So the practical policy implication. Invest in human capital, technical skill, strategic thinking, and financial acumen are the best level to enhance entrepreneurial posture, support the NIMP. Okay, so the new Industrial Matter Plan 2030 and also 13 Malaysia Plan. Promote financial literacy. Financial literacy program by SME Corp Malaysia and also Bank Negara Malaysia should pair with initiatives that encourage innovative, proactive use of financial knowledge. Reform ERM adoption. Government-backed ERM program should move beyond compliance framework towards integrated strategy aligned tools that embedded risk awareness into decision making. Conclusion from my study. Using PLS SEM, this study found that human capital is the most significant predictor of entrepreneurial orientation, followed by financial literacy, while ERM had no significant impact on entrepreneurial orientation. Entrepreneurial orientation constituted a robust predictor of SME performance and fully mediate the financial literacy performance and human capital to performance relationship. Entrepreneurial orientation did not mediate the ERM to performance link. So the route to superior performance for Malaysian SME lies in investing in human capital, enhancing financial literacy, and fostering entrepreneurial dispositions, translating internal capability into marketplace action. Limitation and future research. Limitation, cross-sectional design, restrict causal inference, self-reported data introduce common method bias, result based on Malaysian SME generalizability to other institutional setting may be limited. Future research direction include moderator, digitizations, environmental dynamism, government involvement, qualitative work to examine why ERM does not translate into entrepreneurial posture for many Malaysian SME, and lastly, longitudinal studies to clarify temporal dynamic amongst constructs. The key takeaway from this study is that human capital is king. Human capital is the dominant driver for entrepreneurial orientation, a strategic priority, not just an entrepreneurial operational concern. Financial literacy needs attention or needs action. Financial literacy boosts entrepreneurial orientation, but full mediation means knowledge must become entrepreneurial behavior to improve performance. ERM need depth. ERM non-significant path signal the needs for strategic, culturally embedded risk management, not just compliance. And EO drive all. Entrepreneurial orientation is the single most powerful predictor of SME performance in Malaysia. Thank you.